But yeah, and welcome back to the Off the Clock Show. Joined again with Sean Gervais from Orbis X CRM, as well as Marshall Hill from the Pints and Polishing Podcast, as well as Hyper Clean Car Care Products. Pouring a little sippy sip, and we are coming to you live, not from SEMA. Just figured I'd jump right into it. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
You got to jump into it. The whole algorithm and everybody that it just. I would hope that. I guess this is part of the early question. Does your algorithm have a lot of SEMA activity? I'm really curious what detailers have. Thanks for everybody that listens and sends me messages. We get messages back about questions that we say, and people will chime back in. That's one that I want to know is, hey, I wonder what's your algorithm. Do you see a shit ton of stuff about SEMA? And mine's full. That's why I told Sean before the episode, I was like, Sean, this is like one of the pinnacle moments of our industry. It really is. It used to be the end of the season as Black Friday evolved and online, evolved, Cyber Monday, all that stuff. It kind of now is the end of the season for a lot of people. But, SEMA for so many, geez, what decades, I guess. I don't know how long it's been going on, but a long time, I guess. And it was really kind of like an anchor for a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you got to think, even like their magazine, like the physical copies, man, like, yeah, people read those a lot. And Orbis X was in the March edition, Tech and Innovation, just saying. But yeah, no, SEMA's big, man, for sure. Me, I've been staying off social media quite a bit because I'm doing some pretty heavy duty coding as well as a bunch of stuff in our shop. So I haven't really seen much, but I know that when I logged into Facebook 2 seconds ago to read that member's message that sent me that question, as soon as I hit there, I saw at least 5 or 6. I mean, there was some sponsored stuff too, but most of it was just people. I could tell they were at SEMA. Even I didn't even have a chance to read the headlines, but I could just see by the booths and all that stuff. So it's yeah, I would say if you're in the auto industry, for sure, your feed
To
must
go.
be
Yeah.
just
You need to
blasted.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
And,
still
and or you're right. Yeah. And your feed should be plastered. It should be. Yeah. Both. You should
100%.
go to SEMA and you should have enough connections inside the industry in which you got a lot of people that are also there, whether that's,
Yeah,
people that you follow that go or brands or whatever, like
yeah,
we have an advantage that Nick is in Vegas. So I don't
perfect,
really have to go anymore.
fantastic. It's like we're
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those things like as a software company, it's hit and miss. You know what I mean? These kind of like shows and stuff like that because it's very much a like I feel like those kind of shows do well for certain types of products, and don't get me wrong, exposure is exposure. Exposure is always good. However, like I know some other people that were entering the software space and they're no longer in the software space because they invested a little too
And a
heavily.
lot of too much money. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
got
Hmm.
themselves some fancy booths and some
Hmm.
nice tablets and
Hmm.
kiosks and the hot models and this and that.
Hmm.
Me, I've always been a fan of like shoestring budget, and let me see how far I could stretch this. Like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, and let me just see if could I make that impactful to generate 20. Because I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to chase the clout. I'm not here to be everybody's friend and be all buddy buddy. I like meeting people. I'm a social guy, but that's not my ultimate goal. Is income generation through changing people's lives. That's my goal ultimately, and it's difficult to do that in a weekend. It's difficult to do that in a single moment. So for me, those things are good for generating contacts, but I've always been good at like marketing myself online, and so because of that, it was just easier. I could establish 100 contacts over the span of 2 weeks that I'm going to nurture and they're going to turn into something. Versus if I go there, sure, I'll give my card out and I meet somebody, this, that, and then they go back to the hotel room and I'm a distant memory. You know what I mean? Like it's
You wanted to be in the room with him?
yeah.
It's Vegas, I guess. I sure understand that analogy,
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah, fair, fair. Let me see. How do I make that sound less as my daughter would say it? Yeah. So no, you know what I mean. But
So here's what I want people to do. If they do have a lot of people in their feed, they're at SEMA, and or I think you should take this opportunity to go watch some brands that are at SEMA. Go ahead and follow them. Fine. And it's not like oh, I mean, fine
Yeah.
if you want to, or just remember to go back and look at them. And the reason why I'm saying I want you to do that is most people have a difficult time with being creative. Most people do. They're not creative people. If we said, hey, I want you to make a Halloween marketing video, or geez, even just a damn post, I think is what we said.
Yeah. It's like,
Sean, how
it's a little
many
much.
did you get submitted?
Zero. Yeah. People were busy doing other things.
Moment of silence for the grinder and those that were grinding with them, I guess. Like, couldn't climb, couldn't produce one little creative moment, had too much going on, whatever. Cool, no worries. Or I really think most people just really had no idea.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty big challenge, right? We gave you this opportunity. No worries, all good. We were showing you Myron, gave you a little path, but no worries. Myron was even in the group. I tagged him inside of a post and where I put the link to the video. So if you could have asked him some questions, but no worries. It's your business, not ours. But I think most people, like I said, just are really confused about what would they even attempt to do? What would I even start with? How would I even do it? So here's a great little routine. Here's a great thing to do. Something that I did and something I still do. In order to get creative juices going, a lot of times you need to look at what other people are doing and analyze how they do it. You can analyze that in a couple different ways, right? Sean, I send you a lot of stuff back and forth where it's like, look at this fucking asshole,
This guy
right? Like,
look at this. 100%. Because they're all learning opportunities. All of them. You can learn something from it. And
I'm just saying it's okay to look at the negative. Like, it's okay.
100%.
Like, that's not the only thing we're going to look at. But it's okay to look there, right? I sent you one of, like somebody had their woman sitting on the ground building stuff. And it's like, I thought you were some guy, right? Like, here you are. Like, it's really interesting what people put out, right? Like, I'm this person to go be like me. And then they show their woman on the ground working. And it's like, didn't have enough money, huh? Okay, got it.
I think my response back to you was like, wow, it's tough out there for the 1% or something.
Yeah, it's tough out there. Like, it's just interesting what people put out. And so you have to, so that the reason why I joked about that moment is I go, I never want to do that.
Yeah.
That's why you got to joke about it, okay? That's why you got to have a buddy or got to have something. Like, you got to look at what some people put out and you got to laugh. You do, because for me, the reason why I have to is that way I, myself, go, okay, great. I don't want to do something that idiotic.
That people are going to not laugh at
Exactly. So that other people are laughing at me. And you go, well, marketing shouldn't be. Okay, I'm just telling you my routine. I don't like doing stupid shit that people laugh at me. I don't. I've always done stupid stuff, and people laugh at me all the time. I speaking around SEMA, I sent, there was a guy named Quentin that came with me at SEMA for many years. He, Steam Seattle. They were out of Seattle, and they were starting to do, he was a startup back in that 2016, 17, where startup was this thing, and he wanted to only use Steam to clean cars.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Really wild, right? Pretty cool. Yeah. So I was looking up some pictures the other day of SEMA, and I remembered a moment. I took a picture of them. He was at the Airbnb that we were at, and they had just laughed at me.
Oh, shit.
I took a picture on purpose, and I reminded him of it the other day while I was riding my bike, my stationary bike, and I made it to 20 minutes, and I was just I go, because he sent me a picture of his new, because I did a check on him. Hey, man, how's everything? How's life? How's everything? Because I just saw this picture, and I remembered that he laughed at me. And he sent me a picture of his little baby boy. And he's in this little outfit, and he looks like this little tiger. And it was like, oh, that's so great. And I said, Quentin, here. Oh,
shit. Yeah.
It took me a little bit to find it. I'm sorry. I was a little slow, but cute little kid. And I here's the picture I sent to him. and there's Quentin. Quentin's on the left here, right?
Okay, yeah.
I had just bent down to pick up something, and I moaned and groaned so much that they laughed at me.
Damn.
And I said, Quentin, you laughed at me, and I took a picture. I don't like when people laugh at me,
Yeah.
but it's what made me realize I had a problem.
Shit.
It was the first of this journey of spinal stenosis and all that. Even in that moment, I didn't know I was in pain. I didn't know I was abnormal. I was losing control of my body and feeling and the connection of my brain to my muscles, right? They were going dormant. So I was really struggling, and I took a picture, and I just reminded him of that. And so he sends me a picture of his little lion kid, right? Like, but SEMA to me, I started to look at the way people did things and what they did, and I wanted to be different, right? So it's okay to look at the negatives. That's why I did it. You can go back to some of those times of 17, 18, 19, a lot of big booms and a lot of big showy things and big boosts. There was massive, massive parties, $200,000+, right? If you're going to go in and market to an industry, you have to look in this moment. You have to look at the negatives. You have to, I believe. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think so 100%. I think that for me, it's kind of like you have to structure your life or your business or whatever it is in a certain way. And you can do that by building things, but you can also do it by taking things away. And so for me, when I go to a restaurant, for example, I pay attention to things like if I go in and I have a negative experience, did they say hi to me? Did they this, that? Were they smiling? And if I see they're not, those are those negatives that I look at those negatives and I say, I want to make sure that when someone comes into our shop, we're smiling, we greet them, we say certain things. You start to build your business by taking away those negatives that you see in other places. And I think that when it comes to advertising, a lot of people struggle with it, but there's so much out there because it's advertising. It's out there. It's all around you. And by looking at what people are doing, you can start to see those, you can see some successes and things that worked well, but more often than not, you're going to see the negatives. You're going to see the things.
Well, I guess let's get to this as the positives then, right? Like you just mentioned it. Like one way is to always look at the negatives, but in order to, in a sense, climb, right? And in order, sense, to really go into,
you gotta find the positives too.
You gotta find the positives. And Sean, do you look at the positives in another company or other marketing, and do you immediately copy? Right? No. Do you copy word for word? Because the same asshole that had his woman sitting on the ground building shit copied community from me back when right? He's copied other intellectual property from my partner. It's like he listened. So you look at the positives of what people do, but you don't copy it word for you don't chat GPT that shit. Come on, you don't copy and paste it. Come on, what are you 100%.
doing? And in fact, copying it's actually more negative because unless you're involved in the creation of it, usually it's going to end up shit. Like unless you're involved in the creation of the idea, the implementation, the execution, just copying, when there's no work behind it, there's no foundation. So first off, there's no way for you to even push that forward, that ideology or that, you can't execute it properly because you're not the one that created it. You have no idea what the fuck you're doing. And so a lot of people do just copy, but then they're like, I don't know why it didn't work. It worked so well for them. And it's the whole McDonald's French fries thing where the guy that bought McDonald's, he bought it from the two brothers. He was selling, I think it was like slushy machines or something. Anyway, he put these slushy machines in this location. They were selling so many slushies, he couldn't believe it. He said, shit, this place is so busy. He said, I think I want to buy your restaurant. People seem to love it, and I'm going to take this across the country. He starts to put it in other places, and he was just copying what he had there. The same name, the same this, same that. But he wasn't getting everything right because he wasn't involved in the entire process of building that location. And so they didn't do so well. I think his one in Chicago did extremely poorly. And then he started to dissect it, and he was looking at, okay, what are the negatives of these new locations? What are the positives of the other location? And how can I actually reproduce that? Because reproducing and copying are two very different things.
Absolutely. Right? Great word, reproduce.
Absolutely. Because the reproduce involves production. It involves producing something. The re part is the only copy part, but it's only 10% of that word because you're just taking that 10%, okay, we know what we need to make again, but you're actually doing the work to make it again. And that's where the reproduction part is important. But I've seen, my mother's a visual artist. She does paintings for a living. That's what she does as a career. And she had people coming in, other artists who were having trouble selling their artwork, and they would take photos of her paintings when they were in. They would go to her gallery, pretend they were just interested in looking at the paintings and stuff. They would take photos of her pictures to the point she had to start putting up signs like please don't take photos. She was getting different kind of reflective glass over the paintings that would reflect if a camera took a picture. Anyway, they were taking pictures, going home, and trying to copy all of the style and then going places and selling it. And what they didn't realize is that by just copying it, people weren't just buying just the picture. They were buying all the little intricacies of the picture, but also they were buying the whole story, the history, the conversation with my mom. My mom went to all of her own shows. She would go there, tell people why she painted this, what the inspiration was, show them the little imperfections. There was paintings she did that were shit, and then she painted over top of them, but you could still see little pieces of the other one. She would tell people that whole story. So when someone went and copied it, other people would see it and be like, the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So copying it wasn't what was needed. Producing, if they did that and made a reproduction where they took it and then there's some art forgers in the world that, man, they make some amazing works when they do like a reproduction of someone famous, someone's work, but when they go and paint their own shit, they're garbage. And no one wants to buy their own works because they haven't put in the work into their own stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, same thing, that same guy, there was a reason why he reached out a long time ago, wanted to work with me. Let's partner up, get our CRMs working together and stuff like this. And I just knew, I was like, you snake bastard. I just knew it was going to be a copy scenario and not let's work together to reproduce something new with both of our successes.
Yeah, reproduce is such a great word. I want people then, so while you're watching, I'm going to go back to this, like I encourage every listener, watch, examine negatives, positives, right? So when you see the positives, you don't want to copy. We see copycatters. We see it. They'll use the same cat cut and they won't take off the damn cat cut thing and they'll put out the same video that somebody else did where they're just walking up to a car and then it's all the same. You go, no, it's a different car. No, if you're just showing foam cannon and dude, that was circa 2019, 2022.
Yeah.
That's done in 2025. We're going to be 2026 here in a second, my guy. When is somebody going to start doing original, right? You can look at what people do and then you can, what was that word again?
Produce it.
Reproduce. You could recalculate it. You could enter any kind of word right there. Remake it. Don't put your own spin. Do not copy. Don't use the same thing and don't just do it over and over. You gotta go with something that's creative. Now, here's the other point that I want us all to take a deep breath on. Maybe we're all so scared. There'll be an image that is forever burned into my mind because I made sure that I looked up. I made sure that when I was taking my shot, and in a moment, I tried to capture some images for my own self in my mind, as well as with my camera. Here was one of them. This was a cool one. 2018. This was the inaugural SEMA Pint Nights.
Damn.
You might recognize that guy in the middle there, Larry, from Ammo. Just happened to hear about us and wanted to come in and have a beer.
Damn.
We had I think it was like 100. It was over 100. I want to say 113 is the number. I don't know why that number's in my mind. I just remember it's over 100 people came to an event that I put on at the first time, trying to go in and break into the industry. Well, always implant with me, Gordon Bierce Brewery. And as we were running over to get there, I just looked up and I was, okay, my shot. Fuck, this is it. Not the only shot, but, I always had that Eminem song, right? You only get one shot. Like, I've done, like, scared. What if people don't show up? Scared before, like it's a shit ton of money to put out.
And you're just there drinking
Scared,
pint after pint by yourself. Yeah.
scared. Is this going to work? Scared. Is it right? Like, of course. I know. I empathize. I understand. Don has stories too of
Oh,
being scared before moments of
tons.
going into something.
Yeah.
We all are human and can get some palpitation, whatever they call it, the increase of the heart rate, the
Flies in the stomach.
fucking all natural, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go back to, did you not compete as a younger child? Okay, if you didn't, you don't know that that's part of competition. You should lean into the scaredness a little bit, the increased anxiety. You really
Even Mike
should.
Tyson. Mike Tyson, we would assume, wouldn't be scared of a fight. Right? Fair to say? It's Mike Tyson. It's Iron Mike. He said before every fight, he's still got the jitters. He's still got the. There's something that's the unknown. Like you're about to go and fight, put it all on the line, and especially if it's in front of a crowd. You know what I mean? And that's what marketing is. It's your business in front of a crowd. And so yeah, the jitters are normal, man. That's some see it as a weakness or stumbling block or even just a brick wall that they run into. I see it more as signs that I'm on the right path. If I feel that, I'm like, you know what? Good. Because if I'm not scared, I'm not taking a big enough risk. I'm not doing anything big enough, significant enough that's going to push the needle. Because if I'm scared, anyone else doing it would be scared too. So it means, okay, this is something worthwhile. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be scared. Like, do you get scared to jump on a fluffy bed full of pillows? No. Would you get scared to mountain bike down rugged terrain in a Red Bull contest? Absolutely. You know what I mean? But only one's going to get you the trophy. They don't have trophies for sleeping all day. They just don't. If they did, some of my competition would have a lot of trophies. But anyways, so that's little shot.
Did you put them to sleep?
Because I put them to sleep, baby, every time. That's right. 1, 2. Yeah.
So I wanted, I'll end this part of this SEMA discussion with just in sort of why did I do what I did and how did I analyze what I did and why did I choose the way I did, and maybe you guys can then get some, I don't know, stimulation maybe, or you go, that guy was crazy. I can't believe it worked. I mentioned there was parties, okay? There was booze, okay? I had a budget. And it wasn't the same budget as the big docs.
Yeah. It just is.
Okay? I'm breaking in, they're established. There's part of when you're in competition, you got to know where you're at, right? Like so I knew where I was at, and I knew I couldn't do anything at SEMA. I didn't have the bank account, I didn't have the awareness, and at that point in time, you couldn't just go into the West Hall. They forced you out into these white tents way in the back, which actually was where I started to hang out as I continued to go to SEMA, because those were where all the new people were coming, and they were the fun people to meet and see,
Yeah.
and who had the great ideas.
That's where you're actually meting new people instead of just the
Uh-huh,
same old
uh-huh.
faces, the same old, yeah.
So it was fun to go there, but I still never wanted. I didn't want to do that. I picked an off-site because I thought parties meant that it was neutral ground, right? You're at the expo. You're in a sense you're in a piranha minefield. I mean,
Yeah.
and the best people are going to take anybody and everybody. Like I didn't want to compete there. So I wanted them off and away from the competition. And I wanted like on neutral ground then too, which is why it was a podcast event.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one, which is amazing.
Everybody came because it was just industry podcast event, right?
Yeah.
Like it was no, and that was the point. It was a point of community. Now, did later they choose not to be a part of the community? That was their decision. But from the beginning, we were a community based because we were a part of the industry. It was what I had built my life around and still am. So I wanted everybody. I loved everybody. Let's all get together. Fuck yeah, let's drink some beer. Let's have some fun. What is also that, Sean? It's great marketing.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, hey, here's a guy that wants you to have fun and come drink beer and hang out with people. Well, okay, let's go. He seems like a nice guy.
And man, it's one of the like most successful forms of marketing. Like big companies do that shit all the time. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people put too much weight on things like their grand opening or certain events. There's things you can start in your community that you could just have random get-togethers,
Just
parties,
get
different
together and
things.
drink something,
Yeah,
eat
exactly.
something.
Yeah, yeah,
You go back to that old slogan, we broke bread.
yeah, yeah. Actually, that's yeah,
Well, let's, I just got to say it because in the moment we laughed. No, there was a select group of detailers that came in and ate all the free food and then left.
left.
So, no, we all didn't break bread together.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, later, when most of us were getting tipsy, we looked around for the food, and that's when people started joking
yeah, yeah.
about the people that we knew that were back there, and then they were gone, and suddenly the food's all gone. Like,
Motherfuckers.
right? Whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Shit
But
happens.
so it got everybody off the
Yeah.
got everybody off
Oh,
premises.
premises. They were good.
It
Yeah.
was Vegas. I
I was
wasn't
like,
that
wow, that
good.
was a crazy party.
Yeah. They got to drink, have some fun, and
Yeah,
we began to make connections.
yeah.
And when that connection then led, somebody there was from Mobile Tech. So Mobile Tech goes,
Wow.
"Hey, we want you to do
This would be
that
great.
at our expo."
Yeah,
What? Free entrance? Let's
yeah,
go. Right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then there was the stages and then there was all that. But it started with an idea. How do I
yeah,
go into the industry? What can I do? Where's my moment? And SEMA will always be memorable for me for that. And it's a lot of where these cups came from. It ended up at Mobile Tech, but we used them at SEMA all the time, silicone pint glasses. So
yeah.
it's
That's amazing though, man. See, and like hats off for that. Like you took your shot, changed a part of that whole experience indefinitely. You know, because a lot of the stuff they do now, even to this day, is still community oriented in some degree. They've dropped a lot of things, in that respect. But at the same time, a lot of that can be blamed COVID, whatever, whatever. But even MTE, same thing. And a lot of that started with you shooting your shot, and then that leads to other things, which is something I always believe in, is that money follows attention, and so wherever you can garner attention is always best. And it definitely follows certain characteristics, so like speed, willingness to make a decision, willing to go against all odds. And reality is, like, you took a shot to start climbing. It's difficult when there's other people that you see they're at like the top of the mountain or something like that, but you can't climb unless you have a destination to climb to, and you can't climb when you're already at the top of the mountain. So being at the bottom or near the bottom of the mountain, you have all this room to climb. But a lot of people do have that fear. But I think nowadays, more than ever, like we live in a world where it's really safe to climb as well. Like the
mhm.
worst thing that happens, I think the best thing to realize is that as fast as you can garner attention is also as fast as people forget about something. So if you put something out or you do something and it's maybe not that great or doesn't get received very well, it's okay. People have moved on next week, So like while SEMA may be a really big moment, at the same time, it's here and then it's just gone. And then we'll see you next year. And so SEMA is fantastic, and I think it's great. Our industry actually needs more. I think conferences, shows, just awareness of products,
I don't think we
vendors.
need more.
Yeah,
Imagine how much time people would be wasting. They wouldn't be out cleaning cars, Sean.
this is true. Well, if they can't have the time to make a fucking ad, I'm pretty sure they got lots of free time here. So it's,
All
but
right, but definitely everybody go look at the SEMA
yeah,
stuff, like, and figure
immerse
out,
yourself.
yeah, like what do you see that's positive and what's negative, and then it's
Yeah,
not like you're gonna make a SEMA video. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, hey, this will help you though. Like when you start to make things, you go, okay, well, I saw this. I liked the way somebody did this. Okay, okay, just don't copy it. You
hmm,
can, you can. What was that word?
yeah, reproduce,
You can
reproduce.
reproduce it.
Yeah,
And there's the best. Let's end on that and go to the next one because just
yeah.
reproduce, guys. Just think, reproduce, reproduce, reproduce.
100%. And that brings me to my next point, which is what people want to be. So I've been having some meetings with within OrbisX, but also with my team at the shop as well.
What do you want to
Just
be like when you grow
yeah,
up, or like?
Pretty much,
What do you
man.
want to be for Halloween? I don't. We're already past Halloween,
So,
Sean.
yeah,
What do you
true.
want to be for Christmas? Like, is that a?
So, sort of, to be honest, let's run with that. What do you want to be for Christmas? So basically, put it this way: I get tons of questions from my staff, people I work with, but then also from detailers.
About who they should be? Like, are you the new
Yes,
guru?
they don't even
Are
realize
you
right
the new
now.
guru, Sean?
They're
We can
fucking
just send Sean because you're so tied in with Luna. Sean,
yeah,
who
yeah.
should
Just
I be?
what should I be when I grow up? What should I be for Christmas? Yeah, exactly. That's all you got to do. Just ask Luna. Luna's gonna be like, "Who's Sean?" I'm running this bitch.
First of all, who's Sean?
Yeah,
Second
yeah,
of all,
exactly. Yeah. So, no, I think it's a genuine question people don't ask themselves. So when you're in school, a lot of times you'll have a guidance counselor or you'll have even a teacher just ask you like, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And it's kind of a basic question we ask kids, right? Fireman, police officer, yada yada, OnlyFans. It varies, right? But
do you remember what you said?
you know what? I don't remember what I said, but I think I would have said teacher because I always had a dream of being a teacher, and I think that's because my father was a teacher for a long time, and growing up in a teacher's household, my mother was a teacher for the early part of her career before she became an artist, and I think just teaching seemed like, oh yeah, that was a way to help people and stuff like that. It seemed like something, and then I realized that yeah, they get summers off, but they get paid like 40 grand a year, and I was like, nah, that's that's
I
not
was
it.
going to be a professional athlete,
No shit. Oh
but
damn.
then we get above 6 foot, so kind of hard
Yeah,
to do
fair.
that.
Hey, yeah, you could always do like shot put, ring head or something. I
I
don't know.
wasn't fast. I couldn't jump, and I wasn't above 6 foot. Hmm.
Damn,
Hmm.
sumo wrestling? No, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm thinking there's always something, man. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know what I
Me
mean?
too. So I always made the team. I was just
Yeah.
left out or
Ah,
right bench. I had a
ah,
couple of places.
fair enough. Yeah, yeah. You know what? You know what? I actually see you as a baseball player.
I was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. But not like a pitcher or something. You know what? I don't even want to bring up baseball right now. It's a really sore topic here in our country.
Yeah, I'm
So,
glad you
yeah.
brought it up, though. Let's go into that.
Fuck.
There was a team that was growing up that had this guy named Kirk Russell that I went and got lessons from. And he was a catcher for the Dodgers.
Shit. Jesus. You got lessons from him?
Just Dodgers.
Oh
Uh,
fuck.
any feelings about the LA Dodgers there, Sean?
I have some sentiment. See, here's the thing. You know what I will say? I do have something to say actually because I'm not a baseball fan. I'm impacted not even in the slightest about this loss or temporary setback. so, so here's the thing. What I did notice was this: Halloween just happened, right? The amount of Halloween costumes of dads that dressed up with the Blue Jays. They put on the hat, the
Yeah,
jersey. They put on the little
yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
It was phenomenal. They
That's great.
everywhere, everywhere. But I tell you this, I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, this was the first time these guys have watched baseball. I guarantee. They are fans for the moment because hey, our team made the World Series. That's it. And I personally, I blame that on. You got to think like this is not just a little league team. This is a major league team. They have done such a horrible job with marketing. So if you want to look at some negatives, take a look at how the Blue Jays have marketed themselves.
Really?
Oh my god. Man, we have a professional team in baseball 5 hours from my house and I have not seen one ad on my Facebook ever, my Instagram. I've not seen anything on the news, YouTube, nothing about going to see a Blue Jays game. Ever. Until recently, and I didn't see it from them directly. I saw it from Ticketmaster. So it's like, what have you guys been doing? So are you guys just hoping people come? Maybe they're only targeting people within a 12-mile radius. I don't know what their deal is, but the only time that people have started like mentioning the Blue Jays, if people mention the Blue Jays in my city, for example, before I was thinking they were talking about the bird, not the team. Do you know what I mean? And you got to think, what's their marketing budget? What do you think it is? Millions for sure, I
Gotta
imagine.
be, you would
It's
think.
gotta be, right?
Or or they rely, maybe their concept is, hey, we pay enough to the king. Let's rely on the MLB to do the marketing for us. Right?
That's
There's
that sounds
detailers
a
that
lot like
rely on
detailers.
other people to do
Yeah.
the marketing for them because they
Huh.
feel, hey, I do enough or I pay that. Like, and so
Yeah.
they rely on other people to market for them.
Huh. Thing. You know what? That's a very good point right there because you know what? I tell you, I've gone to see hockey games, basketball games, well, soccer games, uh, boxing matches, you name it, because I saw advertisements for it. Because I saw, you know what? Actually, yesterday, my wife and I went to see this thing. There's a thing here called Fever. It's like an app where I don't know. There's like local events or different things that are happening, and they're unique events though. So not your typical like concerts or something like that. But one of them we went to, it was the Argentinian dance troupe or whatever that performed for the king. I don't know. They had a thing going on. Man, these guys were amazing though, to be honest with you. But the one we went to see was called the Jury Experience, and it was pretty cool. We were the crowd, and we had our phones out, and you would have to vote in certain times in the case. So there was a whole case. The guy was the creator of some self-driving car type company. Anyway, a cyclist got hit, but he got hit because the car maneuvered away from killing six other people in another car, sacrificed the life of the cyclist in exchange for this, and we had to vote as the jurors throughout the process on certain evidence or whether or not he's guilty or not guilty. It was kind of cool,
Yeah, that's cool.
hour long. It was kind of a fun concept, something new. We are like, hey, fuck it, let's go check it out, But we get ads for things like that, and there's no way in hell that their marketing budget is anywhere close to what it is for a Major League Baseball team. There's no way. You know what I mean? But yet I see ads for things like that, and it's because I think you're right. I think they just put it in the hands of some department, some person, and they're like, hey, we're supposed to post every day. I bet you if I go to their Instagram and Facebook, you'll see a post every day. You know, probably the Blue Jays crying right now, but before that, it was probably excitement and a bunch of other shit. But they just put it in the hands of somebody else. And
Yeah, it was so cool though. Did you watch it? Did you watch?
no, I
I
didn't
didn't.
watch
I didn't watch any of anything, and then we were just trying to look for something, and they just happened to fall onto
it. And you were like, well, we're here
the
now.
last moments. I just landed them
Yeah.
perfect. And so I was explaining them to the game because there's like, you were right. That's a game I grew up playing. I
Yeah.
got a scholarship in college to play baseball.
I feel it. You look like a
It
baseball
was my
player.
game. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
also played football. Dumb decision.
Yeah.
I
Depends on the
listen.
position, but yeah, yeah. Fair. As long as
I
it's like
do too
linebacker.
much, Sean. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But there was a guy named Deion Sanders that I just had to also do what he did, right? There's a company named Amazon. I just have to beat them too. I don't know what that is about me. I have to do if I see great people or great things, I got to do. I don't know. It is very strange, but maybe that's part of that SEMA, right? Like you can see the great things that people do, and then what was that
Yeah.
word?
Reproduce.
Reproduce what great people are doing in your own life, right? Just
Yeah.
mirror it into your own life. And that's sort of in a sense of what I did. And today, Amazon, we try and do the same thing. We don't sell on Amazon. We try and ship faster than
Yeah,
Amazon.
yeah, exactly. Take a look at what they're doing right and be like, how can we implement this in what we're doing? Because you got to think the person that is going to nail it and make the most usually is whoever gets there first, right? So if they were the first to, and that's not true all the time, but most times, if they came out with faster shipping, they'll crush the others that didn't, right? So things like that. But you can kind of piggyback and ride that wind with them if you point your sales in the right direction. And if you can say, okay, this is what people are loving. Because there's things people don't like about Amazon. There's a lot of things people don't like about Amazon. Sometimes people don't like the origin of the products, for example. I would rather know for a fact
The
that
new
it's coming.
owners, for example.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with a private island. Anyway, we won't get into that. But yeah. So, absolutely, there's things people like and dislike about companies. There's things people like and dislike about certain ads. But that's where our advantage is. We can take a look at that. And when I'm getting messages from people like, I don't know, my ads, I feel like they suck. And I'm like, they probably do. And then I'm hit with, well, no, they weren't that bad. I spent, $4,000 on it. I'm like, so spending 4,000 on it somehow makes it better. Do you think your customer sees it and is like, wow, they spent a lot of money on this, so it must be good? How many of us have gone to see a movie where they spent $100 million on it and we were like, 3 stars? You know what I mean? Like, that was $100 million. That should be fantastic, right? If you show that same movie to someone in 1920, they'd be blown away. The same reason someone in 1970 comparing a Ferrari of the time compared to a Ford Fusion of today, they would look at the Ford Fusion and be like, "Oh my god!"
You know what we were saying before when we were talking? You're like you were bringing the Ferrari from 77 to 80
Oh,
to.
yeah, I was saying speed wins. Yeah, yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
because
Yeah.
because speed always wins, and so getting something out there faster always wins, and that's where
So you're not necessarily being scared, not
yeah,
necessarily being concerned about how great it is, but
take your
just
shot,
getting as
get it
much
out there.
out as fast as you can.
Yep, absolutely,
Now, you do need to then eventually, which we have talked about, do some analysis,
100%.
but you do that later, post,
Yeah,
right? A
yeah,
month, 2 months,
yep,
right? Spend
absolutely.
some time as fast as you can, get as much as you can out,
Yep.
then go back and look at the tail of the tape to see what worked and didn't work.
Absolutely. And I think a big problem people make when they do that analysis, though, is they oftentimes completely revamp instead of just tweak. So they'll look at something and be like, it didn't work. They start with a completely new campaign. They start in a completely different direction, and they're like a month later, that didn't work either. And then they get upset that things aren't working well when all they needed to do was just slightly tweak something. So if you've got something that's good enough, get it out there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Get it out there. Learn a little bit from that, make it a little
Allow
bit
Sean
better.
and I to make fun of it.
Yep, exactly. Post it here. We'll rip it apart, make it a little better, and then boom, reproduce something that's better. But that's how it is, you know. And you can learn a lot from companies. So one guy was messaging me. It's part of what has kind of sparked some passion in me about this is that he was saying, my ads are garbage, my advertising's garbage,
You
my
do when
my
you get passionate, Sean.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. It's the Negroni's almost
What
finished.
does your passion bubble look like?
It's scary once you get up here. But so he sends me this stuff and he says my ads are garbage. I was like, okay, have you ever done this? Go to YouTube and type in top 10 most successful ads of all time. Have you ever done that? No, never done that. Okay. Have you ever typed in funny advertisement commercials? Have you ever typed in, advertising wars and just watched companies that have gone head to head? Have you ever spent any time examining ads that are out there or companies that are doing stuff? Well, no, not really. Have you ever walked through the mall? Take a look at the stores. What grabs your attention? What pulls you in? What draws you in? Have you ever called a business and seen how they talk to you and what do they try and pitch you? All of these touch points are advertising.
No, Sean, I just want the answer.
Yeah,
And
they
then give
just want
me
the
give me the answer and the point of the
Tell me
podcast
the
too.
timestamp where, yeah, exactly. I just want to skip ahead to that. Yeah, it's funny, I see this new thing on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen it, but I actually feel like it's fucking detrimental to people's learning and ability to actually listen to something in its entirety. They have that most replayed section. If you start fast forwarding something, it'll say
Oh
like
yeah.
watched,
Uh-huh.
most
Uh-huh.
replayed, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
that is cool.
It's cool, but I hope to God a lot of people, if they're watching something that's 35 minutes long, watch it in its entirety. Because what happens a lot of
They'll
times they
just
go to
go and say, "What was
most
that?"
watched. They go to that part. So you just want exactly what all of the masses spent the most time on. But first off, what you don't realize is maybe I was cooking when I was watching that, and I had to rewind that part 3 times because I was cooking. I was distracted. So Google's algorithm now thinks, oh, that's the most watched scene because it was watched by this guy 3 times and this guy 3 times. But really, I missed it the first 2 times, right?
But there's times that I rewinded something and I
Yeah,
saw it say most rewind. I was like,
yeah. Don't get me. You feel like
"Good
you're
man."
part of the club. They're just like me. Yeah,
Well, the
so
cool kids.
absolutely, absolutely. But that's where people have started to, I think, take shortcuts upon shortcuts. The shortcut is already there. You don't have to sit through a whole business admin class, a whole business marketing class that takes a semester. You can consume it in an afternoon. You can consume it in 40 minutes. 40 minutes is too long for you? You want to microwave your entire marketing strategy? It's crazy. You got to spend some time. It's an
There's the
investment.
title. Don't microwave your marketing strategy.
Don't microwave your
That's a
marketing
great
strategy.
microwave your marketing.
It's
That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have
Yeah.
my moments, and thanks. That is a great title too. But Most people, that's what they do. And it starts with, I think, figuring out, as I mentioned this before, the what you want to do and how you want to make money. Those are the two most important questions. When they ask a kid, it's a kid. So you just say, hey kid, what do you want to do when you grow up? That's what you say. When you're an adult, the question needs to become, what do you want to do and how do you want to make money doing that thing? Because for some people, they want to be a detailer. Other people, they want to be the marketer. They want to be the influencer. They want to be the person that's behind the camera. They want to be the person doing the ads. When you're starting out before you have employees, you have no choice, but you got to work 16 hours a day. You're doing all of those jobs. But your goal should be figure out what you want to do and how you want to make money. So, what do I want to do? I want to be the guy holding the camera, taking the pictures of the glossy exterior and this and that. I want to be that guy doing the edits. I want to be the guy doing the ads. Okay, perfect. So then you've just identified the majority of your business that you need to hire. So everything you do needs to be centered around you doing all the work, getting it established, and then hiring the people to do those things. Some people don't like doing ads. So when we say, it's scary, don't be scared, just run your ads, they might not want to do that. But they might not have admitted it to themselves. So start there.
Can you upload that ad to Luna, and
Yeah,
she
of
say
course.
you can?
Of course. Yeah. And get some
So
feedback. Like, rip
what's
this
people
apart.
scared about?
I honestly don't know, but I do
Maybe
know a
they
lot
don't
of
know
people.
that you could do it because I had to ask you, right? So maybe other people are like me and they didn't know that
True.
they could do it.
Yeah, true. And so maybe the first thing they have to do is ask somebody at what point of the video we told them that they could do this so they can skip ahead and then we tell them to do it and then they can go do
I
it.
got
And then,
4708 as a timestamp.
there we go. Exactly. That's where the shortcut to the shortcut to the shortcut is. Ah, Jesus.
Hey, if you want the other shortcut to the shortcut, I know so many people really question what to say to somebody when they walk up to them. I'm that guy too. I am. I,
Yeah.
I struggle. Not great at small talk. But after hearing what Sean was saying, maybe remember something I listened to in a book that helped me, and maybe it'll help you guys. Never walk up to somebody of high net worth and ask them what they do for a living.
Oh,
Never,
never.
never,
Never.
ever, ever. Never
Yeah.
ask them anything about that. If you want to get, or never ask them about their opinion on money or their opinion, never. If you want to get somebody's attention, that's what marketing is, that you know is of high net worth, that you want to strike up a conversation with. Say, hey, you look like an interesting person. What do you like to do for fun?
That's a perfect one. Absolutely. It's funny you say that because I get asked all the time, what do you do? Or they'll ask my wife, what's your husband do? Stuff like that. I fucking hate that question because number one, are you looking for an opportunity? You looking for me to open doors for you? You looking for a handout, a loan? You want me to help you start a business? Like, what is it?
That was my bouquet. Thank you.
I hate it. That was a beautiful one. And you know what? I will add to your bouquet as well. Let me put a little flower in there. Great questions to ask people. So your customers, for example, are not questions that are like yes or no questions necessarily. People love to talk, right? So if you're looking for things to talk to someone about and you're scared to talk to them, ask them what type questions. So, what do you do for fun on the weekend? What do you do for this and that? The goal is to get them to start telling stories. People love telling stories. If you ask them like, hey, do you like such and such? They're just gonna say yes. They're gonna say yeah, of course I like that. Do you like playing Monopoly with your kids? Yeah, I love it, even though I hate it. They're just gonna say whatever. But if you say something like what, those are the kind of things that it's like I have to now open up about something like
And it's for fun, which means they have leisure time.
yeah, 100%. And those are the customers you want, by the way. Those are the absolute customers you want. Absolutely. And that's where driving that home, I think, is a really key part, is that through your marketing, figure out what you want to do, how you want to make your money, and then figure out how you want to communicate that to the world. And that's going to help you define who you're talking to so you'll know clearly, okay, this is what we do. So let's take that guy that was doing the steam clean only. Okay? So he only wants to use steam. That's how he's going to clean cars. That's his differentiating factor. That's what makes him unique. So he's figured out this is what I want to do. This is how I want to make money. Perfect. So now you've got to figure out what does that customer look like that might appreciate steam cleaning and steam cleaning only. Something that's different than maybe the traditional detailer that they've been using or maybe the way they clean their own car. So maybe in that case, you might focus on the equipment side of things and stuff like that, or the cleanliness level and how germs can be killed and so on and so forth. Maybe that's your approach. And I think that would be great because most people, as we've talked about before, high net worth individuals usually are clean people. More often than not, they're people that value cleanliness. They put that, cleanliness is godliness. It's high up there on the list of priorities for them. So now, okay, I know what I want to sell. I know how I want to make money, and I know what my target audience values as well. So now I have stuff to talk to them about. So it could be like, what do you value most about having a germ-free car? What do you value most about this and that? Why is that important to you? Opening up these kind of conversations are important within your marketing. And definitely, when you meet these customers, as Marshall said, don't ask them, what do you do for a living? How do you like your job? Do you like your employees? Do you like this? Holy fuck, man. If I have to talk about my job one more time with somebody, I'm going to lose my shit. No, I want to talk about other stuff. If you ask me probing questions that force me to open up and they're about things I'm interested in, stay away from politics most times, in my opinion, but do you. Sports teams, it's hit and miss because, sometimes people are passionate about, you might say something that goes left pretty fast, but still upset about that Dodgers comment. But anyway, moving.
It's all about precision. You guys up there in the north, not as precise.
Yeah.
It's a game of precision, man. Like, it just is what it is. But I mean, it's like, right? Round ball, round objects, round bat. Like, you have these, and right? You have this moment where you just barely, the moment before, and they did this, and then just a hair moment of this, and they just go, everything changed.
Just like that. Yeah.
Like that. It could have been a home run. Could have been a game-winning home run, right?
Yeah.
The guy that just before hit the game-winning home run, the catcher for the Dodgers, right? Like, precision. Imagine if he just
it's true. It's just
half a hit.
A minor difference, but
it's such an interesting game. Which is why I loved it, right? Like, it's a slow game. Is what I kept trying to tell them. Like, why don't I watch it? Because it's so slow. It's like, how do you find? I don't know who finds the time to watch a game of baseball. Who?
I have no idea. Probably someone that wants their car detailed a lot. Just saying. Yeah, but you know what though? There is a lesson there too. Is that like some games, because we didn't get a chance to get into it, but this whole theme of game changers and business is.
Oh, we didn't. You're right.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, let's end on that. Yeah, let's end. Yeah, we gotta say it because, like, I'll get into the game changer with. Listen, game changer for Halloween.
Oh.
Scrape your pumpkin seeds out. Yep. Wash everything off. 350 in the oven. Pick your different seasoning, whatever you like. Put some olive oil. Rotate them around.
So good.
Game changer. Game changer. Pumpkin seeds and beer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
That's a game changer.
Game changer.
Yeah.
All right. We got to finish on the game changer chat because one of the things you're going to see if you go watch SEMA and every other marketing, it seems like it's around anything. It's not just, but we are in the auto detailing industry, so we will focus on SEMA. While Sean pours himself another Garoni, I'll just rock and roll on the amount of hilariousness that comes with game changing at SEMA. Like, did you not change it last year? Wait. I thought in the video I saw you changed it again mid-season, and then here we are again.
Changing the game.
Man, this game is wild. Wild. No wonder people want us to go to the government and get everything like written into because companies come out with changing the game how many times they change the game? How many?
It used to be once a year. Now it's every quarter, and then it's every week. Yeah, the game is changing.
I made a joke last episode on our Pints of Polish podcast about that meme of, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh, man, that Ed guy was so hilarious. Like, so everybody watch SEMA videos and go, would you look at that? Oh, just look at it. Just look at it. It's so amazing, this game changer. Here was one of the game changers. And that's what I did. I screenshotted it. I was like, just look at it. Just look at it. It's a game changer. This company goes, listen, we're here at SEMA. We got this new launch. We're so excited. And what we're doing here is we've reduced the size of our bottles.
Ooh. Okay.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Would you look at that? What? They just changed the game. Just look at it. Look at the size of that bottle. Just look at it. It's smaller. Just look at it.
Look at that. Jeez. It is crazy. They just throw game changer for everything. It's become one of those like, I don't know, those terms that I don't know. It's just a trend that people have. They're like, everything's a fucking.
It's a copy trend. That's what we meant to put it into the copy when we were talking about copying.
Yeah,
We meant
yeah.
to, but we got off topic.
It's so crazy though. You know, okay. On the note of game changer, just a quick. It's not necessarily a detailing industry, but it shows you something in terms of how I look at things, because it doesn't matter what business you're in. Marketing is marketing, and this whole game changer stuff. So I have an Airbnb. I've talked about it a few times on past episodes, and we have our first guests there, which is pretty awesome. They've rented it from. They went in October 26th. They're there till March 31st, I think, around there. So they took it for a few months, which is pretty awesome. Throughout the whole winter, amazing. Anyway, they love the place, which is awesome. They broke one of the towel handle things. I went to fix it today. Today was the first day we met them. And there's...
You put it in and you were like, game changer.
Game changer, game changer. The whole place is a game changer. Look at the paint. It's a game changer.
Just look at that. Look at what I did. Would you look at that?
So instead of game changer, because it's funny, it's the same thing, but what they said was, they said personal touch. And so I really like that. I went in and I said, hi, I'm Sean. You know, this is my wife, Shayna. We came in. We said, we're here to fix the towel rack thing. And then also they said the sink was leaking. I called the plumber, canceled the plumber, because it ended up, it was just caulking around the sink. Brand new sink was put in. Some water splashed under, whatever. Getting it fixed. Did it myself. Handyman, Sean.
Only a cock. I can handle this myself.
Tons of cock. I was like, I got you. Sorry. Oh boy. So where do we go from there? So game changer. Yeah, would you look at that? It's off the clock. Fuck it. Yeah.
New title episode.
Yeah. Tons of cock.
Sean's got a lot of cock. Game changer.
Would you look at that? I'm gonna have to put two titles now. That's just gonna happen. Yes. So I go in there. And they said, very nice to meet you. They said, yeah, it's over here, da-da-da. And first off, they offered us food. They were cooking. Man, it smelled good, too. But I was like, no. We're not here for that. Thank you. But anyway, we fixed the stuff. And then I said, what are the three things that you love about the place? And what are three things that we could have changed that would have made your stay better? I know you've only been here a week, but, you know, what would have made it, 10 stars instead of 9, for example? And they said, honestly, everything's perfect. They said, to be honest, the personal touch upon arrival was phenomenal. I said, okay, what personal touch? So on their
Your
profile,
rover was clean?
Yeah. So, yeah, basically. Game changer. But yeah, so everything was, it was immaculate. But they said every Airbnb is clean, when you first arrive. For the majority. They said two things. One, fully stocked spices. They said everywhere we go, they only have salt and pepper.
Cooking spices.
Cooking spices.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're right.
Yeah.
Every time I get someplace, I'm always like,
Exactly. And the guy told me, he said, listen, for spices, he says, the guy literally told me this. He says, we travel around the world a long time ago in search of spices. That was the reason why Columbus was out there doing what he was doing. They were looking for spices.
Spice
They were
trade.
colonizing areas for spices. He says, really nice touch. We love to cook. We don't want to have to eat out, but we want to cook and make it season. We didn't have to go buy our stuff. That was number one. Number two, he said, thank you for I think it was called Velveeta or something. It was this, so some sort of...
terrible.
You've had it?
You left Velveeta cheese?
No. Okay, it's not cheese. It's like some sort of Indian coffee. I don't know.
Oh, so here Velveeta is like this block of American yellow
No, it wasn't-
cheese
yeah.
that you put in like for dipping chips, and you can put like meat in it, and it's great
No.
for all that stuff. Like,
That's not what this is. So maybe I'm saying
Yeah.
the name wrong too. But
this is like the worst American-made food you could ever imagine.
Oh no,
next
that
to-
was
next to when they fry it, right?
You're
Like,
like, yeah, this state was horrible. Yeah.
but right, like
No. Okay,
God
so
doesn't
say,
make
yeah,
cows
no.
that produce yellow milk. So
No, no, no,
there's
no.
this giant tub of yellow cheese that you like glub over and then heat it
Oh,
up in this crock pot, and it's
no, no, no,
America,
no. That sounds
America,
horrible. Yeah, this is,
America.
and it's not even coffee. I'm wrong there too. It's like I don't know. It's like some powder that boosts. Oh, Bernavita. That's I knew I fucked up the name. Bernavita, Born Vita. So I'm looking it up here. Yeah, Born Vita. I don't know. It's I'll send you a picture of it in WhatsApp. It's like I don't know. It's this powder stuff. It gives you energy in the morning and stuff like that. It's a coffee alternative, is what it is. But yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
there's some white
exactly.
girl that give you
Comes
energy
from
that's a powder in
Colombia.
the morning.
Yeah, yeah. You can't drink it. It's nasally ingested, but it's yeah, it's perfect. It really gets the day going though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It keeps your rock hard. No, so Born Vita. So we pick up a bottle of it, and the reason we picked it up was because before they checked in, I went and checked their profile. On their profile, where it tells a little bit about them as a guest and so on and so forth, they have their profile that they wrote out, and I paid attention to the things that they wrote out there, and then I just copy pasted it into Luna. Yeah, I used Luna for this too. And I said, hey Luna, what should I do with this information to welcome our Airbnb guests? And Luna said, oh, no brainer. Game changer. Have a night.
That's what I was gonna say. Aren't they renting it from you for a long time? Yeah.
So it's like, what is it to pick up this and to put in some spices and stuff like that? Come on, like this is it's a no
How
brainer.
much is a game changer really worth?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Game changer. Changing the bottle size. So I got this for them, but they told me they said the personal touch is what was different. They said Airbnb, like it's literally just a place. It's literally just a roof over our head. You know? And they said, but we saw that and we instantly knew that okay, this place looks amazing, great. We're checking in, but what's made the experience so far, Marshall, is to the point that they told me, they said don't even worry so much about having to do the weekly cleanings. Like, we'll keep the place clean. We're going to take care of things. You can come in if you want to. They want to work with us on that sense because they're like, you guys are treating us so well. The power went out today, planned outage, but in that area of the city, I sent them a message earlier today. I said, hey, there's a planned outage, by the way. Should be restored in 2 hours. Sent them a message when power was restored. Everything was good, went by, fixed their little thing. That's it. Aside from that, it's been quiet. They look at it and they're like, man, you guys are treating us like kings and queens. Tiny little thing that I'm doing. Where I learned to do this wasn't from another Airbnb necessarily, but just watching businesses in general over the years and seeing what kind of things, you know, even with my own life, my own consumerism, what things felt good, left me with a good impression, what things felt bad, what things felt like they were paying attention, and that whole personal touch side of things, and putting the thought into it, saying, okay, it's just an Airbnb. We could have done nothing and could have just, yeah, you're paying for the place is clean, have a great stay. Could have done nothing. But I want them to leave a good review. I want other people to see that, and it's going to build on itself. So I'm not just living for this moment, not just living for this game changing moment. I'm actually trying to build a business out of this. And I'm trying to climb. I'm trying to have
Mm-hmm.
this be something that's long term, substantial, builds that personal touch instead of a game changer. Because the game changer, to me, implies that something's broken with the
Starting
game.
over. God damn it.
Exactly. Starting over. Exactly. I'm trying to build and climb on top of what's already there. So I'm trying to craft an experience. And that's something I've always appreciated with you, with you know the craft breweries, is they're crafting an experience. You don't hear them saying like, "We got a game changer brew." No, they're saying
Come hang
we're
out,
taking
drink
the
some beer, enjoy
formula
some
we
good
have
quality
now.
stuff.
Exactly. And we're going to continue to make it better and more enjoyable and, you know, better priced and whatever the case is, but it's not a game changer. The game's still the same. You as the consumer are still playing the same game. Because the game changer to me sounds gimmicky. That's what I hear. When I hear game changer, I'm like, that's a gimmick. It's bullshit. If you have to overhype it and oversell it, to me it's bullshit.
It worked at one point in time, though. That's why they
It
keep
did.
copying it.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of reproducing. Exactly. You know when it worked? During the days of the slap chop. Do you remember slap chop? Where you could sell anything online? That guy that was the slap chop where you could like peel potatoes and all kind of shit. He had like infomercials. You don't remember slap chop? That was a game changer. That's what they said though. They said it was a cooking game changer. But yeah, it was the days of infomercials and things like that. that was the era where that kind of shit worked, where it was like, this is a game changer.
That
You know,
seal tape where the guy slaps it on the
yeah,
leaking canoe, right?
exactly.
Game changer.
Game changer. Exactly. It's that kind of stuff where it's like, that's where you end up with the difference between Amazon and Temu, in my opinion. But, you end up with subpar product, but they presented it as a game changer.
All right. I threw a bouquet earlier. I'm going to keep going in.
All right.
Can you use Game Changer in your marketing as a detailer? Should I give this out or not? I don't know. Or should somebody pay me to give them this? Because last time I gave you something, you went, wow, that's actually great. I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to borrow that same moment of golf, since that's a clientele we all go for, and go, hey, not a great 9 holes or not a great 18 holes or whatever you want to say. No worries. Maybe your game changer is to show up with a clean car next time. Something like that, maybe. Or maybe your game changer is we'll be on the premises too. So when you come out the next, I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah.
this is at the end of the episode. This is my final bouquet.
Yeah.
And I think that we can use that game changer. I think we can. If we spin it around, what's that word?
Yeah. Reproduce.
We reproduce the word and use it into something that will gain our customers. If we take that word and we go, and instead of like, we're going to give them something like, hey, what would make your game change? What would be a game changer for you?
Yeah. I like
And
that
that
because
would
there is a
my,
way to
yeah,
use that. See, that's
right?
where, don't
A clean
copy,
car.
reproduce it.
And then you don't let them answer it. You have to answer it for them.
Yeah,
You need a game changer after those 18 holes. Our
Damn.
customers who putt for dough and drive for show,
Mm-hmm.
they love to come out to a freshly clean car. We'll be there on Tuesday if you're going to be.
Absolutely. And a clean car gets rid of the yips. Having a
Right?
bad game.
Anything, right? People are scared. Let's funnel it all back in. If you're scared of anything, okay, take something that you know people talk about, repurpose it.
That's
I'm
true.
still using the wrong word. What's the word?
Reproduce.
Reproduce it.
Yeah.
Reproduce it and use it to your advantage. You know people use it.
Yeah.
It's not going to change your game. However, could you be somebody
Yeah. So you
that
got me thinking of something
changes?
on a golf course. Imagine you show a guy going and he's the ball cleaners. He's going and he's cleaning. It's like you didn't forget to clean your balls. It's time to clean your car.
What if you have the guy sitting there, just put a video camera, you're a guy cleaning some balls, putting them in there, and then a guy walks by and goes, oh, well, you should have used A&B mobile service. They clean better than I do.
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't have to be crazy complex. You know what I mean? Like marketing is pretty simple. You just gotta do shit. It doesn't have to be a game changer. You just gotta do shit and then improve on it, reproduce it, make it better.
Let's build on it. Fuck,
right.
damn it, Sean. I took your bouquet and I keep going. Because my newest addiction right now with AI, sorry, my newest addiction with YouTube right now is AI, YouTube funny videos.
Mm-hmm.
So can Luna, if we put our face and say, hey, Luna, here's our face, put us and create that same moment and create a funny video, can she do it? Or do we have to use that Sora or whatever people are using? Because even if you're scared, I just go, hey, funny AI videos, don't be serious. Be fucking crazy stupid like that. Like that 8 guy that does crazy things that sets people up. Like, be some guy like cleaning people's balls and do something with a golfer. I mean, that would be hilarious. It would gain attention.
100%. 100%. And that's where, unfortunately, Luna doesn't do video right now. It's on the roadmap, but you can use Sora, of course. But then there's also, I shared it before, Abacus. Abacus is phenomenal. Reason being is because you can actually choose different AIs that integrate within Abacus, and you just give it a prompt. I can even share prompts that we've used at our shop. I've done them before. They were game changers. Change the game. But you put those in, and boom, you get a whole ad 30 seconds later. You can even take a picture of yourself. You could take a picture of yourself just holding the ball cleaner and then tell it to animate you cleaning the balls and this and that, So it's never thought I'd say that sentence on air, but anyway, here we are. It's off the clock, so fuck it. But and if you made it this far, this is the most replayed section.
Maybe this is where we give away.
I like that. You know what? I think that's a good idea, actually. Yeah.
If somebody can create, just something.
Yeah.
Just create an AI video around golf and cleaning Sean's balls. Cleaning some golf balls.
They wouldn't fit in the frame. But sorry.
Anyway, you have something you already purchased from us. I'll double it. And there we go. So somebody send us an AI video of you being funny. You got the chicken dinner. We're sending it all to you.
100%. Yeah. Trust me. And you'll love the products. And then you can use those products in your next ads. And that will be a game changer.
And if it makes me laugh and it's funny enough, I'll still throw in the stuff out of the lab. And that's the cool shit. Let me tell you about it.
Does this include Auto World? Can we submit a video? Okay, not available to us. Understood. Yeah, fair. That's a long sip. You're taking another long sip there. Jesus. Fair. Yeah. So, guys, submit a video. My God. Chance to win some shit and accelerate your marketing? It's a no-brainer. There's no excuses, guys.
And I tied that in because I seen everybody at SEMA. This is the next thing of SEMA. How many people at SEMA are giving stuff away now? I'd never seen this until 2025. Suddenly, how many people have giveaways at SEMA?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done. We cannot. No more.
That's the game changer. We changed the bottle size and we're giving shit away. That's the game changer, right? So crazy, Jesus. Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, See, anyway, before I go on to another rant,
we're done. See y'all next time.
We'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you as always, man. Guys, tune in to Pints Poultry Podcast as well. And get us those damn videos of you cleaning your balls. See you, man.